is a very gentle song from Neil Young in the 90s. It's also very simple. There are 4 or 5 chords maybe, but we're in drop D. And because the song is quite layered, there are various guitar parts, particularly around the D chord. We've got this kind of stuff. And there's another distinct guitar riff in the verse, and then there's this harmonics stuff as well to play over the first part of the verse. We'll look at all that, but before we do, let's look at the drop D tuning. We've got the 6th string tuned 2 frets worth below, a tone below where it normally would be, and if you've played harmonics, a harmonic on the 12th fret of the bottom string should give you the same pitch as the open 4th string, so they're in octaves. Okay, well, we have an intro that's 8 bars long, and it's just a chord of D. So it's like this. And the strumming is slightly swung, so it's... that kind of a thing. Make full use of these resonating bottom strings. They act kind of like a drone, D, A, and D. For now, I'm going to show you a riff that isn't actually in the original, but it captures something of the flavour, which is that we play a D, then we're going to get a D6. You can either lift off the finger you've got on the 2nd string, which is like Fool on the Hill, and then across the top 3 strings at the 2nd fret. Or instead, for the D6, you can add your little finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, so it's going to be this. Or else. Okay, the original does this, and we'll look at that properly in a moment, but that's maybe a bit less sustainable, especially if you're playing this on a single acoustic guitar. You might want to be down here. So 2 beats on the D, 2 on the D6, however you're playing that, and then we're on to the D major 7. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now there's quite a lot of D in this song, and whenever the D occurs, you can revert to this little riff. You know, just strum a plain D. That's absolutely fine too. The verse kicks off with 4 bars of E minor 7, and because we're in a drop D tuning, that's going to be this. I'm putting my 2nd and 3rd fingers on the 2nd fret of the bottom 2 strings. 4 bars of that. And back to our D. So, come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. And again, just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. Okay, that's the whole of the verse. Now let's look at the main guitar part in the verse as it actually happens for the D chord. It's this. Now it's a 2-bar phrase that relies on some upstrums in the 2nd bar to create that kind of syncopated feel, and we're changing chords on the upstrums, as you'll see. We have a bar of D, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. That's not a problem. Then on the following upstrum, we get this D major 7, and I'm barring across the 2nd fret, the top 3 strings, on 1 and. So it's like this. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and. Okay. Now on 2 and, the following up strum, we move that bar so that it's across 4 strings. Okay, which is a D major 9 now. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and. We let that linger until the following up strum, which is going to be 3 and then we play this, which is another D chord. We're barring effectively where we were, and we're adding a finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and the 4th fret of the 4th string. Put all that together and you'll just want to practice this. I'll do it slowly. So if we put that into the verse, we get this. Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. Okay, and into the bridge section. Now the bridge is 4 bars of G, and we're going to play G like this. This is drop D tuning, remember, so anything that would have been on the 3rd fret in standard tuning needs to come up to the 5th fret. I'm actually adding a note on the 5th fret of the 5th string too. Optionally, you could just have that 3rd finger swung across the 5th fret of the bottom string and then just kind of mute that 5th string. That's fine. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to put my little finger there as well. Just gives me a bit more heft in the bottom end. And optionally add a note on the 3rd fret of the top string. There's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the night. And again. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Okay, so it's 4 bars of G, 4 bars of D, 4 bars of G, 4 bars of D. That's the bridge, and I'm still playing my kind of placeholder Ds. Now let's take a look at the actual guitar part that we get. We hear that in the intro and also here and then in the interlude as well. I've written these out in a slightly odd way so that we're referencing the 9th fret each time. You'll see why that's useful. It's just this way you can see how to keep the fingers in the same position. I'm going to use for now my 2nd and 3rd fingers. You might prefer to use your 1st and 2nd fingers, but you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. That's just a D chord with an open top string. And then I'm bringing my little finger down onto the 2nd string at the 12th fret. Okay, that's a little tricky to do. That's why you might want to use your 1st and 2nd fingers there. And then bring the 3rd finger down to the 12th fret of the 2nd string. I'm doing this with my little finger here because the following chord is here and my 1st finger is required on the 9th fret of the top string. Otherwise, 1st and 2nd fingers, and then you've got the switch. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so if I add that, for instance, to the bridge. But there's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light. And again, here's our G. We know where the music's playing. takes us into the chorus. And the chorus is another 8 bars. It's 2 bars each of A7, sus4, and A7. Now my A7, second finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, but for the A7 sus4 I'm adding my little finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Because I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. We get 4 of these before we start the 2nd verse. When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers, loved you with all my heart. That's pretty much everything, except to say that in the verse over the E minor 7 we get this. And I'm playing harmonics, and if you haven't played harmonics, I've got a video on tuning using harmonics, but that has a nice close-up and an explanation of how to play them. Essentially, I'm only just touching the string with the fingertip over the 12th fret wire, the top string, then the 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, and then I'm coming down to the 7th fret harmonic of the 5th string. Okay, like that. I find it a bit hit and miss, if I'm honest. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just strum some E minor so you can get a feel for how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's have a play through once each of each section. 1 intro, 1 verse, 1 bridge, 1 chorus, and then interlude / outro. I guess I'm just going to play this stuff. And then work out how to end when I get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like children sleeping, we could dream the night away. But there's a full moon rising, let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. Because I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm that's it.